Yo, dímelo mi gente, we is back with a brand new vlog. As y'all can see, hopefully every single person is having a blessed and beautiful day. And let me go ahead and text somebody because I really want to jump in the pool right now. So let me go ahead and text somebody real quick. Let me see. How you do this? Do you think I can come over today? There we go. I ain't gonna show who it is, but take a look. You feel me? That's it. Do you think I can come over today? Let's see if we get a message. Pero we're doing good, we're doing amazing. We already recorded a vlog. We got an update from my barber. He told me pull up like in an hour. There's 30 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage. I was making some gonna clip videos. If y'all watch the beat making, if y'all watch, like, if y'all hear the beats, because it's more so hearing it. There's some, like, you know what I'm saying, some animation to it, but that's like a, let's say something else, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all like listen to the beat, we was working on some of the videos to go with the beats, because I can't just upload the audio, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have it boring on YouTube. But that's enough yapping. We're doing good, we're feeling alive. We read the Bible this morning, and I'd be waking up at 4 a.m. just to read the Bible, because it's like the most peaceful time of the day. No chaos, no nothing, no distractions. And I'm getting better with facing one certain temptation, and I haven't fallen into it in a while. So I gotta thank God. You feel what I'm saying? It's all glory to God. That's what it is. What I am is a project of God. You know what I'm saying? I'm the result of God. He got me on this earth for a reason, and I continue to wake up for a reason. He continues to give me purpose. Even if there was nothing to do and I was just simply alive, that's purpose right there. You feel what I'm saying? Pero hopefully y'all doing good, because I'm doing good. It's sunny outside. Maybe we pop out in the pool. Who knows? Pero today we're going to be I need me my watch. I forgot. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We need the watch. I got to put it on real quick. I really got to throw it on. I got to put it on. You know what I'm saying? I got to put it on. There we go. I got to get me like a red, brown. We saving our money right now. But watch. As soon as I can get to a certain amount, we pop it out with some new watches. I need me at least a black one and a white one. After that, we go crazy with the colors. But we need black and white mandatory. I don't know why I got blue as the first color. Like, whatever. You can't really combine blue with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's enough yapping. Right now, we got the time as 10:30. So, what we speaking on today is going to be strict on yourself and to others. I got it written right here. Y'all see that? Be strict on yourself and to others. So the first bullet point is going to be, and let me go ahead and mark it down on the phone, is going to be know your boundaries and limits. Remember, we're speaking about be strict on yourself. You got to be strict with yourself and towards other people. Know your boundaries and your limits. I feel like a lot of people get taken advantage of. I feel like a lot of good people get taken advantage of. And a lot of bad people, you know what I'm saying, are the ones that are usually using and taking advantage of other people. So know your boundaries and learn how to say no. And this includes myself in this conversation, because sometimes, and most of the time, I hesitate when trying to say the word no. I hesitate saying that 2-letter word, N-O, no. I hesitate. Because I'm always trying to think of like a comeback to why they're doing this certain action, or why they're trying to do that, or why they're trying to change this, or why they think about this, or why they want to do this with me, why they want to involve me in this, you know, why they're speaking about me in this certain way, why they criticize me in this certain way, you know. So many explanations, there's so many examples to it. But know your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You got to set limits. Because, of course, God doesn't have limits. So he can put anybody in front of you just to test you. But you yourself, you got to act on yourself, knowing that you are your own human. You don't need to depend on anybody. Oh, come on, help me over here. I need assistance. Okay, sure, I got you. You got to learn how to say no sometimes. It's nice to help people. It's nice to be there by their side. But at the end of the day, you only got yourself. You were born alone and you're going to leave alone. You know? So you got to learn how to say no. And I'm not saying it in a selfish way of like, oh, you can't lend a hand ever. Oh, you can't even donate $1. Oh, you can't even pay for somebody's whatever. You can't even give them this. You can't help them with that. I'm not saying in that sort of aspect. I'm saying in the sense of protecting yourself. Because a lot of people like to use people. A lot of people like to abuse and take advantage. And it's not healthy. It's not good. It's not fun. And it's not healthy, because then you get into the habit of letting yourself, giving yourself permission for other people. You're giving other people permission to use you. So you gotta learn how to say no and when to say it, because not every scenario needs a no. Some scenarios you don't even have to answer. Other scenarios require some time in order to find the proper answer. Others, you have to say no right then and there. So you have to learn when to say no and how to say it, so you don't disrespect anybody. You want to say it in the most respectful way possible. You feel me? I'm cooking up in this video. Now the second bullet point is gonna be understand. I wrote it so weird on the phone. Understand your highs and your what? Understanding your highs and low. See, I don't know what the heck I wrote. Look at that. But understand your highs and your, I don't even know. Understand. So I said, obviously, we're speaking about be strict on yourself and to others. But understand. Okay, I don't know. Let's improvise with this one. So you gotta understand yourself. You really do. You have to understand. I mean, if you don't understand yourself, then how are you gonna know when to say no, or when to, put a barricade between you and that other person, put a whole mountain in front of you so that other person can't even reach you. They don't even have access to you. You gotta set a limit. You have to. As much as you're a positive, outgoing person who loves to help out, no matter how hurt you've been, and even if you open up just a little bit to people, just to see what they can really offer to you, you still have to have those boundaries, especially for the people who've been through traumatic experiences or harsh environments or harsh come-ups in life, or just they've grown up in general with a bad experience. Everybody has some sort of barrier to a certain extent. There's no way somebody on earth has no limits or no barriers, and they don't care about absolutely anything that could happen to them. There has to be a limit. There has to be some friction between is this good for me and am I passing the line on myself? There has to be some sort of friction, like I said, of knowing, okay, am I doing this? Is it even beneficial, or am I out of my mind? Sort of thing, that sort of deal. Like when you push yourself, when you pass the line. So you have to say no sometimes, even if you don't say it verbally, but you have to tell yourself mentally and physically. Sometimes just limit yourself. Limit yourself so you don't perform an action or something that won't even benefit you. And of course, not everything that you do there has to be a benefit, because you can help somebody and not gain anything in return. But when it's to an extent. But if you overpass that, if you overshoot, that perspective of being generous and helpful, then what are you doing? You gotta watch over yourself too. You can't just lend yourself to others, but you can't just allow people to rent you out. No. So now the third bullet point is gonna be strict by knowing what you deserve. It's a good one. Be strict by knowing what you deserve. Remember, we're speaking about be strict on yourself and to others. Man, we already at 8 minutes. Well, that's a break time. Y'all need a break? Let's go ahead and take a break. You feel me? Alright, so break time's over. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see popping out. I'm popping out. So be strict by knowing what you deserve. That's a good one. Be strict by knowing what you deserve. Set a boundary. Set your perimeters straight. You know what I'm saying? You want to have nice, proper perimeters around your bubble. Because your bubble is a certain space in which you operate, in which you're comfortable in. But anybody can step through that bubble, or you can step out of it. But that bubble remains in that moment. That bubble always is there. So by creating a strict boundary or a strict perimeter around this bubble, you enforce, you restrict and you enforce and and you pretty much like acknowledge like, okay, like this is serious. Like I cannot be trespassing my barriers for no reason or for nobody, because you have to value yourself. You have to give yourself value. You have to hold yourself high. Alright? Because nobody's gonna come ahead and just praise you, put you on the pedestal like people say, like, oh, put you on the pedestal. Nobody's gonna come ahead and do that. You know, you have to put yourself there. If you're going after something, you have to be the one to act. If you're protecting yourself, you have to be the one to act. Everything depends on you. You know, so with more the reason that everything depends on you, you have to put a boundary between your peace, you know what I'm saying, your life and everything that you care about most. You have to put a boundary between that and anything that could harm or damage or infiltrate, that's a weird word to say, infiltrate that area of comfort. You know what I'm saying? That circle of comfort. You know, seriously, be strict by knowing what you deserve. That's a good bullet point right there. Now, the last but not least one is going to be, it is not personal to be strict towards others. You simply know what you deserve. It kind of goes with what I was saying earlier. Like, it's not selfishness. It's simply knowing that you protect yourself. You know, it's not selfishness to not want to help. It's not selfishness to not want to get outside of your comfort zone, step out of it and do something for somebody else, and you may or may not gain anything from it. It's not selfishness. It's just from certain experiences in life, and you have just adapted this sort of like protective mindset. You know, just always watching for yourself, which is good. It's not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing to protect yourself. You know, selfishness is, I would say, to a certain degree, but it's not simply only when you're limiting yourself because you don't want to reach out to others. Like, not in the helpful way that you need help, but in the way of like, oh, should I reach out for this person? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all know, y'all on the same wavelength as me. But you have to know what you deserve. And remember, be strict on yourself and to others. So you know what you deserve and you know what other people deserve. If somebody's been treating you inappropriately or you know what I'm saying, not responsibly, and they're asking always for a favor or they want you to lend a hand or something, they need assistance from you all the time, and you know your worth, well, you're not going to put up with them anymore because, well, it's not worth your time or anything. It's worthless. You're worth more. Your time is worth more. Your time is more valuable than anything else in this life. Money has value. You know, people have value. Certain assets have value. A car has value. A property, a house, like the one that I'm in, has a value. The time right here, it don't got, you know what I'm saying, it's priceless. Time, you can't buy it back. You can't rewind it. You know what I'm saying? You can't fast forward. You can't pause it like a video. You have to be mindful of that. That all the seconds that pass by on this circular perspective is worth something. Every single second. You know, because it's an investment that you can watch over, but it's an investment that you just can't get yourself out of unless if you leave this earth, you know? It's an investment you're committed to for as many years as you live. You know, time operates on its own. Time doesn't need anybody. It doesn't need anybody. It doesn't stop for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. Be strict on yourself and to others and prioritize your time. Alright? Be careful with the people that you let influence you, and always influence with positivity and respect. Always be that influence that people be like, dang, you're so respectful, this person is so helpful, this person is so amazing, they positive all the time. You know, some people have told me that, like, dang, like, you're mad, but like it could be something bad and you still look at it with a positive outlook or a view, with a positive view. Yeah. You know, if you can, I've seen this somewhere, but if you can be upset for no reason, then you can be happy for no reason. You know, think about it. If you're upset for no reason, then you can be happy for no reason. I may not be where I like to be in life. I would want to have, and I know that I will, but eventually I'll be in a way better position, my own property, better car, things of that nature. But that isn't all to life. But it takes time. I could get upset. Man, I'm not where I'd like to be. But I can also be happy, like, wow, at least I'm not where I was before. You gotta, it's perspective. Be strict on yourself, but measure the perspective of how strict you have to be in order to be comfortable with yourself. Because if you restrict yourself too much, if you become too strict, then you're just, you're just like evaporating all of the emotions. You're evaporating yourself, and like, what's a human without like any sympathy? What's a human without any curiosity, or just, any risk management, or what? Like, like, don't be so strict to the point where life is the bare bones. Like, it's stripped down to the bones, So be strict, but just protect yourself at all costs. And remember time. Remember that time cannot be bought back. So invest in it. Dang. I don't even know. I was like choking on air and water at the same time, bro. But invest your time into the things that really matter. You can't get it back. You can't. I was at my sister's, what's it called? Well, this literally happened yesterday. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, so it'll obviously be different. But in my reality right now, as we speak, yesterday I was watching my sister's volleyball game, and I was looking at the kids, I'm not dating. But I was looking at them, I was observing, and I was like, damn, I was once that age. I may not be that age, but at least the age that I am now, like, I'm enjoying it. It's good. I'm making progress, because you gotta evolve in life. What's the point of life if you can't even enjoy the journey? If you can't move forward with the journey? You don't want to stay staggered. You don't want to stay stuck. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get caught up on some thorns in life and just never move forward because of a fear, or the fear of losing, or the fear of growth. Because change is different. Change is really different. Change is scary. It is. But you gotta change your perspective. You feel me? You gotta change the way you look, the views. From where do you view life? Where would you view life from? Would you view life from an upset perspective, or would you view life from a positive point of view? Seriously.